Hi, welcome to SethMuse.com. I'm Seth Muse. I want to finish the story that I was telling you when you first started reading what was on this page. My journey, my story starts on an oil-top road in East Texas. The middle of nowhere, my house, my grandparents' house. Those are the only houses on this private drive in the middle of nowhere. So my cousins would come over to visit my grandparents, and then my brother and I would see them go by. And we would say, oh, cousins! We'd get on our bikes, the symbol of second grade freedom, and ride down the old top road to my grandparents and play. So since my cousins had come over from a little bit of a distance, they didn't bring their bicycles. This was before bike racks and things like that you could pack in a car, and SUVs that were really, really long. So they couldn't bring theirs, so they would steal ours. And so, of course, we didn't like that. We wanted to, this is our bike. That's my bike. It's like a part of me when you're that age. And that was in the time, too, where you could just get on your bike and just leave. I don't even think we told my parents where we were going. Can't do that now. Not in the city, at least. Not in the city. So anyway, they'd come drive down the road, and we'd go meet them, and we'd play. And sometimes if we set our bike down, they would pick it up. So you leave it for just a second, and it's gone. And so my cousin Lindsay, yes, I will say her name on this video. Lindsay did this horrible thing I'm about to tell you. Lindsay stole my bike. That's not the horrible thing. Lindsay stole my bike and started to ride it in front of me. And so I said, hey, what are you doing? Give me my bike back. So we get in this argument, and it escalates. And we start to throw these devastating insults at each other that second graders can come up with, which were lame when you think about it. So we're getting to the point where we have nowhere else to go and how mad I am. I'm going to tell you how mad I am. And so we get to the point where I don't even remember who said it first, but one of us said, I hate you. And the other one said, I hate you too. Where do you go from there? It can't get worse. But my cousin Lindsay, her name was Lindsay, said this to me. You're not even saved yet. Of course, she's a kid. You can't really blame her for it, but it stung. And it stalled me. I didn't know how to react to that. I don't even remember what the rest of the fight was like. So I just remember the next thing of that day being me being in my bed. My mom is tucking us in. My brother is there. My dad's in the doorway. It's dark, and she's asking how our day was. And so I began to tell my mom all about my day and how great it was. But there was this one thing. I got in this fight with Lindsay. Her name was Lindsay. And here's what she said. And I told my mom the whole thing. And so she said, well, do you know what she was talking about? Now, my mom is a saint. So being able to respond that way without going, where is Lindsay? I'm calling her mom. I'm going to kill that kid for saying something so horrible. But she responded in love and in grace and said, well, do you know why she said that? So she lays out this plan of salvation for a kid. And I start to get it. The clicking starts happening. That's why we go to church. That's who Jesus is. He died on the cross. That's what that means. That's why we read the Bible. That's why we pray. That's why we do all these things. It has all come together and just clicked, and I got it. And she said, do you want to pray to accept Christ now? And I said, yes. And why haven't you told me this sooner? I mean, the alternative to this is horrifying. Why hasn't anyone told me this? So I prayed to accept Christ right then. And I remember it clear as can be. And from that day on, it has been a very real thing for me. Very real. I went on to being in the youth group and growing up in the church. I was in the band, playing in several different instruments, and those pictures are incredibly embarrassing. So I get to college, meet this guy, and he gets me involved in youth ministry. And from there, I was hooked. It's a place I could be myself, and I loved it. So I connected with youth ministry, and I'd been in youth ministry for 17 years until this year. 17 years ago, I jumped into youth ministry. And whether it's being a worship leader or a graphics designer, a video editor, or any kind of leader in strategy and logistics planning or Bible study writing, curriculum writing, I've done a lot of stuff. Gone from one church to the other. I've been in churches of 100 people. I've been in a church of like 15,000 people and worked in those departments. And it's been incredible, a huge and incredible ride that I would not trade for anything. But along the way, I've made some serious and terrible mistakes. And they are mistakes, not the kind that kick you out of ministry, but they're the kind that make you want to leave. and make you want to give up and make you want to stop because you feel like, man, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. How did I do that? And you bump around a little bit in ministry like a pinball, and it hurts, and you get scars from it. Part of the reason that I'm here now, well, actually the reason I'm here now, is not because I know all the answers and not because I have this great wisdom to impart to you, but I have been in a lot of crazy situations. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about strategy, a lot about leadership, a lot about communicating clearly, and I would love to be able to pass some of that on to someone. So that being said, that's why I'm here. I want to help ministry leaders make confident decisions with clear purpose. So if you're in ministry, and it could be I'm starting out just now and I have no idea what I'm doing. That's the way I started. Hey, Seth, you're the youth pastor. Congratulations. See you next Wednesday. I hope you make it. That's how I was thrown in. Maybe that's you. Maybe you got to be an intern and you're working your way through it and now you're the head guy. But there really is a difference between the intern or the second in command and the head guy. There's a huge difference. Maybe you're there. Maybe you've been in ministry 5 to 7, 10 years and you're kind of hitting your stride. Man, those were the days when I remember going, okay, I'm starting to know some things, but there's some stuff I still don't know. I'm learning how to learn, and that's a great skill. And I'm learning how to listen and follow and do some great things that leaders need to know how to do. And so maybe that's you. Maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you've been in ministry for like 30 years, and you're like, I have seen guys that do this kind of stuff already, and I have no idea. Maybe I'm just an encouraging person for you. Maybe I'm a good friend. Maybe I'm somebody that you can kick ideas around with. Or maybe I can come in and help you lead a planning meeting or help you think through your mission, vision, and values. Or maybe just you've got a great idea you think is awesome, but your pastor thinks it's terrible and you want to know, why would he think that? Maybe I can help you process some of those things because I've experienced a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of hard stuff, a lot of easy stuff. But I want to help you talk it out. Talk through it. Let's get together. Maybe you can connect with me on Twitter, the Seth Muse. You can connect with me there. Connect with me on Instagram at Seth.Muse. Hit the coaching page and look at all these things that I'm offering to do. Maybe there's something in there that you could use. I'd love to help you. Maybe there's not something that you need that's not on there. Hit me up. We'll talk about it. Maybe I can do that for you. I want to coach you. I want to help you succeed. Win, whatever you want to call it. Go further faster if you're an Andy Stanley fan, like I am. Love that guy. Maybe I can help you with that. Because some of this stuff you don't learn in seminary. You learn it on the streets. You learn it in the trenches. You learn it on the job. I've learned some things on the job that seminary won't teach you, and that's why I've called it the Hard Knocks Seminary. I hope we can connect. I hope that you enjoy your time here on this website, listening to the podcast. Go check that out on iTunes. Give me a review and a rating if you do listen to it and like it. And even if you hate it, give me a review and a rating. Help me get feedback and learn how to do it better. I hope to connect with you, see you around the social media world, and maybe one day we'll actually get to do something together, and I think it's going to be great. So thanks for visiting SethMuse.com. Check out HardKnocksSeminary.com and go hit that podcast up. And I would love to connect with you on Twitter, The Seth Muse. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.